So like, how do you explain the white people in Ethiopia, like Gabriel Teodros rapper from Seattle, or the white people from India? That India actually puts out white people, but we think of them as being really dark nations, so we sleeping on them. You know, like what's that? It's just land. I mean, it's migration. They don't have to be like there. You know, like you speak for the land, but you don't speak for the 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 lineage. Then people are like moving around constantly. But then people don't know things like how tiny islands in the Caribbean take over Sweden and France and then England, and it's like a disco craze or something like that. And then people in England are kind of dressing similar to people in the Swiss Alps because they listen to the same music and they're like beatniks and stuff like. Yeah, it's a contrast. Like any contrast is notable. It doesn't matter if it's about my favorite subject or like almost no subject. Like any contrast is like a bridge into a scientific field or something. So it's notable. So like, I can't talk shit about archaeologists. Like, you know what? You guys are just like big fat funnies out there, chain smoking. They might find something and then in an effort to restore it, they could break it or something. But you're like, oh, you fucking bastards! All archaeologists are bastards. All archaeologists are bastards. And that old ass Art Bell, I don't know how he's still kicking. Then can, like, you know what I mean? But then I need him to explain things like about plasma vortex and all this stuff that's going to be militarized at some point. You feel bad that we're talking about it. It's if militarized, then we're not the first to get it. Like, we're not the first people to get it. So if I could trust your sources, it's probably because you heard it from white people in lab coats. Then if it goes track all the way back to some kind of thing like archetypal and symbology of like parts of Nubia that are no longer recognized because people, want to like say, oh, is this or it was that? When like it's a whole procession. And then our lexicon, it seemed like you would depend on you to establish distinctions and fucking, even though you can't figure it out all with etymology. It's still possible. You're still gonna do it. One field of analysis is not consistent in a way that is just also significant, because it can pop up in places. How do you explain etymology that shows up where you didn't expect it? Let alone your attempts to try to explain everything with etymology. Like it can get you high. Like etymology took me behind the shed and got me high. Can you believe that? You have to think abstract, otherwise you say that, oh, this is misinformation right there. Or for like, okay, what the purpose of propaganda, right? It's not benevolent or malignant if it's like you can expect that both sides of a conflict think that it is to the aid of their own interest. Then even after it's proven to be a meat grinder and a side is losing, then like, are you going to hell for still producing propaganda? Even if you know that that it's hopeless, then what's it called? Because you can't be like a good person unless you are doing that such, you know what I mean? So there are these ways, like I know how to get around topics like superior jiu-jitsu or something like that. But if you're not doing it, like, I can actually demonstrate how, it's gonna be fucked up, because like, it's that whole idea. Like, what's that fallacy? The hidden cost fallacy, and the fucking why you should still support the Ukraine. How do you know that that support for the Ukraine always comes from a well-meaning place, and then people want to rip your head off immediately? Because you can't forget that Russia has no value for human life. Like, oh, you're applying generalities to a whole demographic. I forgot that people didn't like that. Just like I forgot that boosting wasn't good for your anatomy. It's a slow build out of a perimeter. Like I don't know science. I disavow science.